man, come closer. Gotham is a city forged in steel and shadow, where solitude can be a prison colder than Arkham. But even here, between the dark alleys and the towering skyscrapers, the need for a human connection beats like a wounded heart. I want to talk to you about relationships, not the battles I face on the streets, but the bonds we build in our personal lives, the bridges we build across the chasms of our own darkness. You might think that a man like me, shrouded in mystery and dedicated to a solitary crusade, would have little to say about relationships. And to some extent, you wouldn't be entirely wrong. The life I've chosen has imposed a necessary isolation, a shield against those who might be used against me, against those I love. But that choice doesn't mean I'm unaware of the deep value, the visceral need for people by our side. On the contrary, the few genuine connections I have maintained over the years have been beacons in the midst of the storm, anchors that have kept me from being completely swept away by the currents of my own war. Building healthy relationships is like building a Gotham building. It requires careful planning, solid foundations, and constant vigilance against the forces that would try to tear it down. It is no easy task, especially in a world where distrust can seem the currency and vulnerability a weakness to be exploited. But trust me, young man, the bonds you form with others can be your greatest strength, your safe haven amidst the chaos of life. The foundation, respect and trust. Every lasting relationship is built on the foundation of mutual respect and unshakable trust. Respecting someone means valuing their individuality, their opinions, their boundaries. Even when you disagree, even when perspectives clash, the fundamental respect for the other person must remain intact. It is acknowledging their humanity, their struggles, their victories. Trust, in turn, is the cement that holds the bricks of this building together. It is earned over time, through consistent actions, and through words that align with behavior. Trusting someone means believing in their integrity, their honesty, and their loyalty. It means knowing that even when things get tough, that person will be there for you, or at least will have your best interests at heart. Losing trust is like a crack in the foundation. It can silently expand until it compromises the entire structure. Rebuilding it is an arduous, often painful process, and not always possible. So, young people, be careful with the trust you place in others, and above all, be worthy of the trust they place in you. The pillars, communication and empathy. With the foundation in place, the pillars that support a healthy relationship are open communication and genuine empathy. Communication is not just about exchanging words, but about expressing your thoughts, feelings, and needs clearly and honestly, while also being willing to listen carefully to what the other person has to say. Many conflicts in relationships arise from misunderstandings, unverified assumptions, words left unsaid or said in the wrong way. Learn to communicate clearly, to express your emotions constructively, to listen with the intent to understand, not just to respond. And remember, communication is not just verbal. Your body language, your tone of voice, your silences also convey powerful messages. Empathy, on the other hand, is the ability to put yourself in another person's shoes, to try to understand their feelings, their perspectives, their motivations. It's not about agreeing with everything the other person says or does, but rather about acknowledging the validity of their experience, even if it's different from your own. Empathy allows us to connect on a deeper level, build bridges across differences, and offer genuine support in times of need. In Gotham, where pain and suffering are so prevalent, empathy is a powerful weapon against loneliness and despair. Reach out, try to understand the other person's perspective, even the one who seems like your enemy. Often, behind a facade of anger or indifference, there is just a wounded human being seeking understanding. The walls, healthy boundaries, and individuality. A healthy relationship does not mean fusion or dependency. Each individual within the relationship needs to maintain their own identity, their own interests, their own boundaries. Setting clear boundaries is essential to protecting your emotional well-being and ensuring that the relationship is based on mutual respect, not exploitation or control. Learn to say no when necessary, to express your needs and boundaries assertively without aggression or blame. Respect the other person's boundaries even if you don't fully understand them. Each person has the right to their own space, their own time, their own opinions. Maintaining your individuality within a relationship is crucial to avoid feeling suffocated or losing yourself. Continue to cultivate your own hobbies, your own friends, your own goals. A healthy relationship should enrich your life, not restrict it. The roof, mutual support and growth. The ultimate purpose of a healthy relationship is to provide mutual support and foster individual and joint growth. In times of difficulty, a partner, a friend, a family member should be a safe haven, a shoulder to cry on, a source of strength and encouragement. Celebrating each other's successes, big or small, strengthens bonds and creates a sense of partnership and shared joy. A good relationship challenges you to grow, to step out of your comfort zone, to become a better version of yourself. He offers honest feedback, even if it's sometimes hard to hear, and encourages you to pursue your dreams and reach your full potential. In Gotham, where challenges are constant and darkness always lurks, having people who believe in you, who support you unconditionally, can make all the difference between succumbing to despair and finding the strength to fight another day. The enemies within: ego, insecurity, and unrealistic expectations. Building healthy relationships isn't just about interacting with others. It also involves dealing with our own inner demons. An inflated ego can make us arrogant and inflexible, making it difficult to empathize and communicate. Insecurity can lead to possessive, jealous, or dependent behaviors, stifling the relationship. Unrealistic expectations of what a relationship should be can lead to frustration and disappointment. Young people, work on yourself. Acknowledge your own flaws and insecurities. Learn to control your ego, deal with your fears, and moderate your expectations. A healthy relationship begins with a healthy, self-aware individual. The external enemies: mistrust and manipulation. Gotham is a breeding ground for mistrust and manipulation. Not everyone who approaches you has good intentions. Some may try to take advantage of your vulnerability, use your feelings against you, or manipulate your relationships for their own gain. Be careful, young person. Watch for the warning signs: inconsistencies in words and actions, attempts to isolate you from other important people in your life, constant pressure to do things you don't want to do, disrespect for your boundaries. Trust your instincts. If something feels wrong, it probably is. Protecting your relationships. Relationships also mean being willing to walk away from toxic people, those who constantly put you down, disrespect you or manipulate you. Sometimes, cutting off painful ties is necessary to preserve your own mental and emotional health. The different types of relationships. Remember, young people, that there are different types of relationships, each with its own dynamics and expectations. Friendships. These are bonds based on affinity, shared interests, mutual support, and fun. Good friends are like beacons in the night, offering companionship, understanding, and unconditional loyalty. Choose your friends wisely because they can influence your life in profound ways. Romantic relationships. These involve physical and emotional attraction, intimacy, passion, and often the desire to build a future together. Healthy romantic relationships are based on love, respect, trust, and mutual commitment. They require constant work, open communication, and the ability to overcome challenges together. Family relationships. These are the ties of blood or choice that bind us to our families. These relationships can be incredibly strong and important, offering a sense of belonging and unconditional support. However, they can also be complex and challenging, fraught with history and deep-rooted family dynamics. Work to build healthy family relationships based on forgiveness, understanding, and mutual respect. Professional relationships. These involve coworkers, bosses, mentors, and clients. Healthy professional relationships are based on respect, collaboration, effective communication, and professionalism. They are essential to career success and can provide opportunities for learning and growth. The importance of vulnerability. In a world that often values strength and invulnerability, it can be difficult to allow yourself to be vulnerable in your relationships. But the truth is that vulnerability is essential to building deep, meaningful connections. They are a priceless treasure. Remember, young man, even me recognizes the importance of human bonds. Now, tell me, young man, what challenges do you face in building strong bonds? Share your stories. Together, we can learn and grow. See you, friend.